611 is one of the most famous engines in the world, overtaking 4449, 844, 1225, and the Big Boy. You don't want to wreck this famous engine or want her to wreck. But however, January 23rd, 1956, that happened. This is the story of the Cedar train wreck, also known as the Tug River train derailment.
The Pocahontas, or the Pokey for short, was a named overnight passenger train, operated by the Norfolk and Western Railway, N&W, in the United States. It made its inaugural operation on the 21st of November, 1926, with two trains, numbers 3 and 4, which both ran 676 miles, 1,088 km, daily at night on the N&W main line between Norfolk, Virginia, and Cincinnati.
But however, on January 23rd, 1956, the Pocahontas will have a serious derailment.
On a cold winter night of the 22nd of January 1956, Class J484 number 611 left Bluefield, West Virginia, at 10:34 p.m., with the Pocahontas train number 3, pulling 11 cars from Norfolk, Virginia, to Cincinnati, Ohio, running 14 minutes late, 3:05. The train stopped at Welsh, West Virginia, to pick up mail, producing more delays. 3. The speed limit through N&W's Pocahontas division in West Virginia was 20 to 30 miles per hour, 32 to 48 kilometers per hour, but engineer Walter B. Willard was desperately trying to make up the lost time and had the train running more than 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour.
This is what the train's consist will be.
N&W Class J484 611, N&W 123 baggage car, N&W 94 railway post office, RPO, car N&W 539 Powhatan, Arrow P3 class coach, N&W 1727 PM class coach, N&W 1729 PM class coach, N&W 1734 PM class coach, N&W 1722 PM class tavern, lounge car N&W 1022 de class dining car Socoto County sleeping car Mingo County sleeping car Ohio State University sleeping car. At 12:51 a.m. on the 23rd of January, number 611 was running near Cedar, West Virginia.
The Tug River curve was about 30 miles an hour. As they passed the red signal before the curve, the conductor observed Willard apply the emergency brake, as he was supposed to slow the train down to meet the turn's direction. Everything seemed to be fine at first, but then cyclone meet with the curve and began to tip and then go airborne, and then all of a sudden the train derails.
Flew off the curved tracks and slid down the embankment of the Tug River, where it toppled onto its left side along with its tender and the first 6 cars. 5, 3, the tender turned upside down. 6, 7, the first car, baggage car number 123, was disconnected from the tender, slid down onto its left side, and buckled. 6, 7, the second car, RPO number 94, ended up almost parallel on the track with its front end near the rear end of the baggage car. 6, 7, the third car, P3 coach number 539, toppled onto its left side, near the end of the RPO with its rear end at the edge of the river. 6, 7, the fourth car, PM coach number 1727, was upright but at a right angle next to the track with the front end near the rear of the third car and the edge of the river. 6, 7, the fifth and sixth cars, PM coach numbers 1729 and 1734, were scattered with minor damage, but remained in line with the track. 6, 7, the last 5 cars remained on the rails, undamaged. 7, this was the last major steam-powered revenue passenger train wreck in America. Willard was the only person killed in the wreck. 7, fireman Ernest W. Hoback survived with abrasions, bruises, and lacerations. 7, the 8 other crew members also sustained injuries. Conductor Edward N. Camden, porter J. O. Mars, express clerk James McLaughlin, 3 postal clerks, and 2 brakemen. 1, 5, also injured were 51 passengers. Some 15 ambulances arrived on the scene after 1 a.m. 2, 7, 3 maintenance of way, Mo. Wreck trains arrived from Williamson, Iowa, and Bluefield at 3:15, 5 o'clock, and 11 a.m., respectively. 7, 25 injured people were taken to the nearby Williamson Memorial Hospital in Williamson. 2, because the accident damaged the rails in Cedar, The N&W trains took a detour over the Chesapeake and Ohio, C&O, tracks between Gilbert and Kenova, West Virginia. 2-7. 40 uninjured passengers took refuge in the 3 sleeping cars along with the dining car and tavern lounge car, which were all towed back to Iowa, where the sleeping cars were picked up by the westbound Cavalier train, while the dining car and tavern lounge car were picked up by the eastbound Pocahontas train. 7. The westbound track at Cedar was minorly damaged with a kinked rail and the track was shifted over from the force of the wreck. 7. After replacing the kinked rail, a bulldozer shoved the track back into place, and the westbound track reopened on the 24th of January at 11:25 a.m. 7. 9. The eastbound track, where the train derailed, was severely damaged and got pushed down the embankment for 340 feet, 103.63 m, from about 55 feet, 16.76 m, east of the point of the accident. 9. The MO crew quickly repaired the eastbound track and it reopened that same day at 1:30 p.m. 9. About 10:10 p.m., they began to derail the 6 damaged cars and towed all of them to Williamson for inspection. 9. Number 611 was the most difficult rolling stock to get derailed. 9. The MO crew had to disconnect the locomotive from its tender and derail it one set of wheels at a time. 9. On the afternoon of the 26th of January, number 611 was finally back on the rails and towed to Williamson for inspection. 2. 9. The locomotive's skirting panels, running boards, valve gear parts, and other appliance parts were torn off from its left side. 5. 3. The estimated damage cost to the 6 cars was $6,000 to the express baggage car, $7,500 to the RPO car, $12,000 to coach number 539, and $9,000 to coach number 1727. 9. The damages to coaches numbers 1729 and 1734 were estimated at $2,000 and $1,000 respectively. 9. The damaged tracks were estimated at $5,240. 9. Other expenses such as the wages of the wreck car forces, section men, and train crews totaled another $23,866.21. 9. The damage to number 611 and its tender was estimated at $75,000. 9. The total damage cost of the accident was around $141,606.21. The number 611 locomotive and the 6 damaged cars were towed to Roanoke shops in Roanoke, Virginia, where they were all repaired and put back into service in less than a month. 9-10 However, the locomotive's sand dome and tender retained their dents. 10-11 In 1959, number 611 was retired from revenue service and donated to the Roanoke City Council, who put it on display at the Virginia Museum of Transportation, VMT, thanks to the efforts of Washington, D.C. lawyer W. Graham Claytor Jr., who convinced the N&W that number 611 was in excellent condition after its accident. 11-12 In 1981 to 1982, N&W's successor, Norfolk Southern NS, restored the locomotive to operating condition for use in pulling excursion trains on their steam program until it returned to the VMT in 1995. 13-14 In 2013 to 2015, VMT restored number 611 to operation again with $3.5 million donated from nearly 3,000 donors all over the United States and 18 foreign countries. 13-15 The dents on the locomotive's tender were also removed during its restoration. 16 The VMT now operated number 611 as a traveling exhibit. 13 The first car, express baggage car number 123, was sold for scrap in 1968 at Kaplan's scrapyard in Elmira, New York. 4-17 The second car, RPO number 94, was scrapped in Roanoke around 1968. 4-1 The third car, P3 class coach number 539, was retired from N&W passenger service in 1971 and used in commuter rail service in Chicago, Illinois. 18 In 1982, it was acquired by NS for use in their steam program until it was donated to the Watauga Valley chapter of the National Railway Historical Society, NRHS, 10 years later, where it was now used for lease in public and private excursions by Amtrak and some various heritage railroads and railroad museums. 18-19 The fourth and fifth cars, PM class numbers 1727 and 1729, were both sold to the Ontario Northland Railway in 1971. 4-27 The sixth car, PM class number 1734, was renumbered to 1008 in 1974. 28 One of the undamaged cars, the Ohio State University, was preserved and currently owned by the Florida, Georgia Railway Heritage Museum, which operated it in excursion service on their Georgia Coastal Railway in Kingsland, Georgia. The Interstate Commerce Commission Accident Report number 3676 found that the accident was caused by an excessive speed on curve 121. Hoback said Willard had applied the brakes and closed the locomotive's throttle to slow the train down before it hits the curve 5-3. One of the passengers, Williamson Yard engineer W.O. Hilton, said that number 611 traveled at 57.60 miles per hour, 93 kilometers per hour, from the speed board to the point of the accident. 391 N&W official said that Willard had been a careful engineer, with 30 years of experience on the Pocahontas Division 11. The Williamson Daily News newspaper said that Willard suffered a heart attack and was unable to slow the train down. 9:22. The Roanoke Times newspaper reported on the 3rd of February that Willard had been scalded to death by the steam.
But that wasn't the only time 611 has another accident. In 1986, it derailed in Great Desmond Swamps. Maybe I'll do a documentary on that in the future. It's been 65 years since the accident, and hopefully we'll never see another accident like this ever again.